All right, so uh, today we're going to be going over my P365 uh, Spectre Comp build, if you will. Um, it's not completely a Spectre Comp, and I'll kind of go into uh, why that is exactly. So I will start from the front. So I am running a Spectre Comp slide on this particular pistol. Um, I'm running a Spectre Comp slide on this particular pistol. I bought this slide on Gunbroker. I forgot exactly how much I spent on this specific slide. Sorry, it's got lots of oil and stuff on it. I just got back from the range and I just cleaned it, so it's got all sorts of stuff on it. Got lots of oil on it. But this is the stock slide as it comes from SIG, so it does have their, I think these are X-ray night sights on here. I originally, that's all I had on here. Originally was just those sights, and they do work really well. I like how high they are, so that I can co-witness my dot there that you see. And we'll go right into the dot now that I've been talking about it a little bit. So this is the EPS carry from Hollow Sun, and I know some people are, oh, it's not American made, it's probably not good quality, but Hollow Sun has really been stepping up their game. This is the smallest, I believe, the smallest enclosed emitter optic that you can buy. It's about $300, which is a little bit pricey, but as far as I'm concerned, Hollow Sun has complete control over the enclosed pistol dot game. I know Aimpoint has their Acro, and who else? Oh, Trijicon just came out with their new enclosed emitter pistol dot as well, but Hollow Sun really was the first big company to come out with. I think it's like the 50. Is it the 508T? It's either 508 or 509T, which is an enclosed emitter dot, and that thing took the market by storm because it had a way better battery life than the Aimpoint Acro P1 had at the time. So it kind of won in that regard. And then they also have the full-size EPS, which is on my Glock 19 right now, which is upstairs, so I don't have it next to me at the moment. But this is a 6 MOA dot enclosed emitter optic there that you see. I do have it on a riser plate in there. You can kind of see that plate underneath the optic so that it'll fit on this particular slide. I forgot exactly what this slide is cut for. Might be RMSC footprint, but they do include an adapter plate when you buy the EPS carry. And this slide does come cut from the factory. I am running a stock SIG barrel in here. I believe this is a 3.1 inch standard size P365 barrel in here. I actually did buy the fire control unit by itself. I also bought that off of Gunbroker. Had it sent to my local FFL. And I built the entire gun around the fire control group. So I kind of put all these parts together to make it exactly how I wanted it, so I wouldn't waste money buying a stock P365 and then having to replace parts afterwards. So I just built the gun around the fire control unit, so I don't have extra parts laying around. I have a lot of extra parts laying around for almost all of my other guns because I choose to upgrade my guns. So kind of building the gun around the fire control unit is actually really nice, so I don't have a million parts laying around that I'm probably never going to use again. So this is a SIG P365 stock fire control unit in here. Got the flat trigger on it. Doesn't have the curved trigger. I like this flat trigger. This is my current carry gun at the moment. And I'm using 135 grain plus P Hornady critical duty. It does not have a round in the chamber at the moment because I did take it out just for safety for this video so that I could dry fire this trigger for you without blowing a hole in my wall or my carpet or someone or my hand or something like that. So it does have a pretty distinct wall, and then it does have a little bit of creep after that, just a tiny bit, and then it goes. It's a pretty decent trigger for a subcompact gun. I wholeheartedly believe that this is the best, by far, the best subcompact carry gun that you can buy. It's very slim. It doesn't print at all. And it's still very shootable. It just barely fits in my hand. This is the smallest I'm willing to go in a pistol, because then any smaller you're starting to sacrifice shootability. But I did opt for the compensated version. Almost all of my pistols now are compensated, because compensators are just the way to go. And compensators initially did start in the competition realm, use in the competition realm, and now they're starting to move into the duty / conceal carry realm, because they do mitigate recoil quite a bit, and comps like this don't sacrifice the reliability of the firearm like a barrel mounted compensator would, that you might have, to use like really specific ammo for it to work. I am using a Wilson Combat P365XL grip frame. This also does have the tungsten rods in it. I just put them in yesterday. So it does make this thing a little bit heavier, but it also makes it balance a lot better in the hand. Prior to having the tungsten rods in there that you can see back there, those 3 lines are the tungsten rods. Prior to having that, this thing was really top heavy, and it shot a little wonky. But after I did go out and shoot this today, it was a lot nicer than what it was before, and the sight the dot definitely comes back down onto target in a more predictable manner, having it be a little bit more balanced. My one gripe of this gun is that the slide catch release is a little bit stiff to begin with, but after you shoot it a little bit, it'll kind of wear itself in. Also, when you seat a magazine, when this thing is locked back and you run out of ammo and then you seat a new magazine in, you hit it, it's a lot easier than having no magazine in. I don't know why that is, but that's just the way it is. That's like my only one real gripe about this, that it is a little bit stiff at times, and it is kind of small, but it is a small gun. I don't miss it personally. Like I don't like miss it and overshoot it, or like look for it with my thumb when I'm trying to do a reload. It's actually somewhat of a decent size. I just wish it was a little tiny bit bigger, but it is a subcompact carry gun, so you can't really give it too much hate. And then I'm not a super huge fan of the stock magazine release. This magazine release, it's completely smooth, unlike the P320 magazine release that has some what's it called? Serrations on it. That has some serrations on it, so it's a little bit, you won't slip off of it. This is a little bit slippery for me, but it does what it needs to do. The magazine falls out freely every time, whether it's empty or full. Obviously, if it's full, it's going to fall out a little bit more freely. This is a 10-round mag because I live in a restrictive state, but being able to fit 10 rounds in this magazine that's this big is pretty insane for what it is. I think stock these come with 12-round magazines, but honestly 10 is 10's quite a bit for this size of gun. I did buy 3 extra three of these magazines. These are the stock P365XL magazines. These are really expensive. They're like $50 a piece, as opposed to a Glock mag that's, I don't know, you can get them for like 15, 20 bucks. This thing is like $50 for a magazine. I understand it to an extent, considering it's all steel, but it's a little bit ridiculous. But this is a really nice gun, and I would highly recommend it for people who are looking to get a carry gun that isn't very obtrusive. Something like this. That's a full size gun. I mean, I'll kind of lay them next to each, or lay them one on top of the other, but you can see how much smaller this gun is, as opposed to the other gun. It's quite a bit smaller. And you're only sacrificing about half an inch of barrel length. It's pretty significant, half an inch of barrel length on a 9mm is kind of significant, in terms of velocity, which is why I'm using hotter ammo in this, than I do on my bigger carry guns. But the big thing is that this thing is, I think when they measure it, it's exactly an inch wide. So this thing does not print at all. This thing is like 1.5 inches, and it does print a little tiny bit, not too bad. But because this grip is so much shorter, it does not print at all. This is a good travel gun, good kind of everything gun, if you will, and it's still shootable. Anything smaller than this, and it would kind of be hard for it to still be shootable, which is one thing that I think a lot of people tend to forget about their carry guns, is that they still have to be capable. Larger guns are obviously more capable. They don't have as much muzzle flip. So I think it is really important for people to kind of keep that in mind when you're buying something that's really small, like the P365, the standard P365, that's even smaller than this one, is going to be hard to shoot. It's going to have a lot of muzzle flip. This thing isn't too bad. It definitely has more muzzle flip than this gun does. But overall, this is a good gun for what it is. I did pay. I mean, this gun is like $2,000, a little bit over $2,000, the way it's set up, with my holster and everything. So it is a little bit pricey, but I think it's for what you're getting, it's certainly worth it, for the compensator and everything that you get on it. The P365XL, the standard one, is about half as much as this, and for anyone that's looking to get a little bit more budget carry gun, I would definitely recommend the P365XL without the compensator too. It's a little bit easier to shoot than the standard size P365, but this thing's really nice, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys some performance from me with this in the future. So you guys will certainly be seeing more of this gun. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post it down in the comments. Have a nice day.